Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to 5-Minute Focus with your host, Fravisaur. We've got Tatsu back one more time to help us out with Dragon Ball FighterZ. Final place, I think, for all of us newcomers to the, I guess we would maybe call this hybrid anime, Dragon Ball FighterZ, that is sweeping the nation right now, is defense. Defense is certainly tough in this game. We can all get forced to block for a hot minute, and the pressure is very good, and our heads are getting cracked and our feet are getting blessed, as Sir Yipes would say. So help us out. What can we do against all this wild and crazy pressure? What are some of our strong options to keep ourselves safe rather than going up and down 10 times in a cell combo?
Yeah, so like you've said, defense in this game is really rough because the offense is so oppressive, and so your options really are sort of limited. The few tips that I would provide is, in general, you're better off blocking low and waiting for the low to occur, and then reacting for a high hit.
Okay.
And so that works really well as a strategy because most characters get like one low within their block string, and once they blow that low, that's it. Like, you don't have to worry about the low again. You can just usually just start blocking high at that point. And so that's my advice. You block low in the beginning, you react to the overhead in case they go for like a snare dash or they go for a 6M, and those are more reactable options, right? For sure,
yeah. I think they are definitely slower. So we want to start low, we want to react to the highs. Sounds good. What else we got?
Alright, and so there's also the other strategy, which is to not block at all. To not be in the situation where you have to block. And one of the ways you can accomplish that is by using Reflect.
Reflect, okay.
Reflect is amazing in this game because you can use it pretty much at any time. Like on Wake Up, like on your first room Wake Up, you can use Reflect.
Okay, so it's frame 1. Reflect is active frame 1. That's important.
It is active frame 1. You just hit back S on your Wake Up, and now the other guy has to respect that. The only way that it loses to anything is if they bait it out by just waiting, and then waiting for your Reflect animation to whiff, and then they can punish your recovery, or they can go for Dragon Rush or Earthquake.
Now, can you then Wake Up Reflect whatever they do, but then their assist punish you for that?
Yeah, so that's also another layer of what makes it really good to save your assists for Oki in this game, because it gives you just another chance to stick on your opponent even when they're reflecting.
Okay, so you think, by and large, to most of the people in the community that are not maybe moving into the higher levels or deeper depths of this game, it's defensively one of their deficits is an underusage of Reflect.
I think so, yes.
Okay, interesting. So we know about. So we want to start. We want to primarily be blocking low. The highs are quite reactive. We've got Reflect. We got anything else?
Guard cancel. Guard cancel is super useful. Guard cancel is when you are blocking and you still have your two teammates, and so you can spend 1 meter to tag them in by pressing forward and assist during your block time. And that's really useful in this game because there's going to be a lot of situations in this game where your point character is going to be a little beat up. They're going to be blocking this super crazy unreactable string, and then you just want to get them out of there and bring in your next few characters so that your first character can start regenning their blue health and then be ready to fight again later on. It's guard cancel is one of the best ways right now to get your character off screen, but it does come with risks as well.
Of course.
If you guard cancel poorly, it is punishable. It is punishable on block, and also the opponent can just like 2H hit. So it is like an option, but you have to use it wisely.
Right. Okay. But it can blow through some offensive pressure because they're coming in with a super dash, right? So they can ignore some assists, and they can punish some heavier portions of the block string. So maybe saving that guard cancel for around the middle of their block string, or near the end of their block string where they're about to go into the special move or the overhead, or maybe the throw. That way you're more likely to catch a big button that's not going to be able to deal with your character coming in. Whereas if they're just at the very beginning and they're still kind of mashing light, crouching medium, or something like that, that quick button is probably going to catch you getting punished on the way in, you would say.
Yeah, I would say so. Level 3 supers are very important, I think, in this game as a defensive option, because, like I said, there's not many defensive options.
Right.
And so I think it is a good idea as well to, and this may seem scrubby, right? But you have to level 3 sometimes just to keep the other guy honest, just to make sure that he's keeping his block strings tight. And hey, the reward off of level 3 is amazing. You get a ton of damage. Usually, if you go raw level 3, it's like 60% damage or something, like 45 to 50%. And then you also get a hard knockdown off of that.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
It's a very big deal in this game, because in every other situation in this game, the opponent will be able to up tech on wake up or delay tech. But if you do a level 3, it is a true knockdown that the opponent can only wake up with one timing.
Let's talk about, there are two things left that I can only talk about on defense. One is the defensive use of vanishing. I see that a lot, and I think it's a very important way of dealing with pressure or getting out of pressure. Snap vanishing on wake up, stuff like that. So in your experience, how's defensive vanishing working out?
I think defensive vanishing is very strong right now, actually. One of the things that makes it so strong is that it can be difficult to react to, especially when there's a lot of stuff happening on screen.
Yeah.
And it's honestly really difficult to punish, because one of the main ways to punish a vanish attack is you 2H it, right?
Right. And who's meeting with? No one's gonna meet you with 2H. So they have to. They
have to be staying on the ground. Yeah. That means they're not spear dashing. That means they're just waiting, really. Like most of the time in this game, when someone punishes your vanish, that means they were really waiting for it. They were usually probably expecting you to do it, and they probably gave up a lot of other options just to go for that option.
Right. Yeah, and I think that kind of leads into the last question, and I think this question might be very in the forefront of a lot of players' minds. It feels like in this game you can get jailed just forever. And it's hard to know how to get out, or when I can even get out of this stuff, because I'm getting block strings with frame traps, into special moves, into vanish cancels, into assist calls, and it just seems to go on ad nauseum. And I don't know how to actually get out of this stuff and to reset the neutral. And it sounds like those gaps are all vanishable, so you have that option. But how do you get out of the pressure in this game once you get locked down?
You know, the key is to accept the fact that you might be blocking for a while. You just have to realize that your character can do the same thing. It's just you have to be willing to wait for your turn. You have to be patient. You have to wait it out, and you have to have the composure to be able to sit there and be like, hey, I'm gonna block all of this. Okay, he just uses his first assist. Okay, I have to block another block string. Alright, he's still got a second assist. Let's see if he uses that. Alright, well now I'm free. Now it's my turn. Now he just used both of his assists. I still have both of mine. And now I can turn the tide.
Okay, interesting. So, accepting that it's your time to block and putting all of your attention rather than, trying to wiggle your way out, just being more willing to accept the pressure, block it all out, and finding a much more safe and reliable exit.
And really pay attention to it. Really look at the other character. Really try to see the other player's patterns and their offensive pressure. There's a lot that you can be doing on defense that a lot of players aren't doing because they're too busy.
Yeah.
And that goes for me too. I panic a lot. Just being able to maintain composure.
So, that's it for this set of DBZ videos. Thank you so much, Tatsunical, for joining us. The information was great. It's going to be really, really helpful. And so let the people know, where can they find you?
They can find me on Twitter at Tatsunical. I also stream the game regularly, pretty much every day, on twitch.tv/Tatsunical as well.
Awesome. And then, of course, most Wednesdays they can catch you on the Level Up live stream for Wednesday Night Fights, throwing down with some of SoCal's best. So, if people want to see some live, strong tournament action, they can see that as well, rather than just the on again, off again woes of online. But thanks again so much for taking the time to sit down with us. Really appreciate it. All of his information, of course, will be in the description for you guys as well. But until then, everybody enjoy the game, and we will see you around.
All right, see you guys.